Okay, so let's talk about Act Age, scene 111, titled The Real Thing. Now, if you haven't seen Act Age, because I have not shown it on my channel before, let me just tell you, it is a up-and-coming manga, only 100 semi-chapters out right now, that has caught people's attention just because of the great writing, the great character designs, and honestly, I really enjoyed the plot so far. I'm not going to get into what the story is so far, we're just going to jump right into the chapter. But before we do that, make sure to leave a like down below and check out my Twitch and Twitter account as well. So yeah, with no further ado, let's jump into the chapter. So in this week of Act Age, we pick up exactly where we left off with Kei on the phone with the developer of the sports drink she is currently doing an advertisement for. Last chapter, she did okay, but she couldn't really get into the character per se because she didn't understand why people drank the sports drink. So now we see that it finally makes sense to her after talking to the developer. And you can see the director and her co-star are just standing there like, okay, can we finally finish the shoot? We've been here kind of all day. And if you don't know anything about film productions, they can get very long and very expensive very quickly. So the faster they can get in, shoot the shot, and get out, the better. So Kei comes back to them and was like, cool. But before we start shooting again, can I go for a quick run? They're like, no, we don't have time for that. And that's when Arisa comes in, tells her, you have the ability to do that on the spot, don't you? So the special thing you need to know about Kei is that she's a method actor. She's a very successful method actor, even though she hasn't been acting for even a year yet. She can recall any scene that she's watched previously and tie it to a memory or an emotion, more likely a memory, and portray the emotions from that scene as she's acting. So say, what was it? In the earlier chapters, she had to portray sadness, so she recalled the sadness of her siblings not having a mother because their mother passed away, and she was able to portray it exactly as if she was literally recalling, because she's recalling her mother's death. So that's what she's doing here. As everyone's watching on, she closes her eyes, and a minute later, she's drenched in sweat and panting from as if she just went on a run. Now, they don't show what memory she focused on or what scene from what movie, which they kind of do sometimes, but still, it comes across that, okay, this woman is kind of scary in the way she acts. And we have Satsuki here, her co-star in this particular scene, talking to Kira, and like Kira's informing her she went on a run in her mind. Is like, you can see the look on her, the expression on her face, and the expression on everyone else's face, like this is unbelievable, as she does the rest of the shoot in one shot, and it's amazing and it's great. Like everyone's clapping, everyone's happy, like cool, she didn't ruin the shot. But then she goes on spouting about the product, Shea Water, like she's the head representative of the company now, which she wasn't doing in the previous chapter. She goes on and on about how, oh, it's for sports and athletes who are going for a run, and it's not about the taste, it's about refilling your electrolytes and a lot of that shit. And how like the developer's ex-girlfriend was a marathon runner, and that's why he developed it. And like she really has changed her tune. Everyone now is looking at her like, oh, she's crazy, which is kind of true. But like Arisa comes up and is like, yeah, she looks crazy, doesn't she? But nonetheless, she gets results. And that's all that matters. She's an amazing actress. And I think it's cool. Arisa's using this moment to teach Kei how to do things properly, and also teaching this younger actress how there's multiple ways to succeed in the game that they're playing. She also has Akira here to teach him that maybe just forcing someone into a mold isn't as necessary as she was trying to do with him being her son. And it's really cool. It's like Arisa really just killed 3 birds with 1 stone in this matter. But then they move on. They have to continue shooting. They have a photo shoot after the advertisement, because you're not just going to upload a video, you're going to do photos as well. So they continue with that. But then something interesting happens, something that doesn't usually happen it hasn't happened in the previous chapters. We get a 2-week time skip. Not much, But with this girl, Kei, 2 weeks is like, she could become a completely different person overnight. So 2 weeks is kind of a big deal. And when we come in, she's on a shoot with 2 other actresses around the same age as her, who are much more experienced than her. They're trying to promote a brand of chocolate. And it's interesting because before the cameras start rolling, the girls are like, why is she here? Who is she? Why is she just standing there and everything? But they don't portray it, or they don't say it straight to her face, like, okay, they're good actors, they continue rolling. But Kei, when it's her time to say her line, she goes on a whole rant about all the benefits, all the nice things about the chocolate. She even goes over how the price of the chocolate is usually like 120 yen, but depending on where you buy, some supermarkets have it priced down to 75 yen, and it's amazing. It's like, she really, like, everyone's looking at it like, oh, is she a plant by the company? See if everyone's doing their job or something? But in reality, she needs to love the product if she's gonna portray. If she's going to promote it, she has to really love the product to a degree. Because next she says, but you know, if you have kids, maybe you don't want to give them this chocolate. Because she's like, yeah, it's a little bitter for them. Personally, my younger siblings like this chocolate. And that's when things don't go so well, and the director calls cut. And you still get this sense of like, damn, that's weird. She's kind of scary. Even Arissa's, she's not a bodyguard, but assistant's like, she's doing good and she's learning fast, but that ability to like turn it on and off like a switch, that's terrifying. And then she does something else that's kind of weird. Like, people look at her like, what are you doing? She brings in the paper hand puppet she made a few chapters ago, like 2 arcs ago, and she leaves it on in front of the camera so that she can imagine performing for kids, which she was doing with those hand puppets those chapters ago. And then she goes and performs. She does the dance that they wanted her to do, and apparently the 2 other actresses, I don't know if they said it before this point, but they're kind of the dancers. At least they've done ads like this before where they had to sing a little or dance a little, and everyone's like, wow, she's doing amazing. She's copying the movements exactly. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do, even though she's not a singer or a dancer. And everyone's noting like, oh, she's keeping up with them, and like, actually she's kind of drawing in more of the attention towards her. And it's cool because it's like, she's doing a pretty good job. And that's when we get a little flashback and a little deeper dive into Arissa's mind. Is like, she's like, Kei always had star quality, star potential. But for some reason, at the beginning, literally the first chapter, Kei got turned down from being a star actress because Arissa thought that the way Kei acted was too dangerous to her actual person, to Kei's mental stability. Because apparently Arissa was a similar type of method actor in her younger days, and that happened to her. She kind of crumbled to pieces. But Arissa's now saying she will no longer turn a blind eye towards her. She's gonna help push her to be the best actress she can be, and that's amazing. I would say that's amazing, but then we get a side character into the mix who we've seen before. Shinichi Yamachi, who is a head developer or something of a magazine or some type of advertisement company, I think. He comes up and talks to Arissa saying, hey, someone told me that you guys were here. And they start talking, and they're talking about how Kei is going to be the next big thing. And Arissa's like, yes, we begin next month, and tells Amachi to take care with her. Because pretty soon the whole country will know who Kei Yonagi is, and that's the end of the chapter. And we get to see her face splattered across a whole bunch of advertisements, billboards, wall panels, subway stations. Like, her face is gonna be literally everywhere with apparently these 2 ads, and she's gonna be everywhere. And once that happens, I'm guessing she's gonna be in Amachi's domain, and they're gonna have to work together again. But yeah, with that's the end of the chapter. I liked Act Age. I'm actually reviewing this because someone in the comments, I should put the name up right now, said, hey, this is a good manga, you should check it out. So I am checking it out. If you guys have any other manga you want me to maybe do a video on, let me know down below. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.